this little girl right here is currently being fed a raw diet based on the BARF model, biologically appropriate raw food. That includes not just meat, bone, and organ, but also some veggies and fruit and a little bit of yogurt. Look at her face, so cute. So the noise you're hearing right now from my dehydrator is from my dehydrator, and I am currently dehydrating duck liver. She doesn't seem to like duck liver all that much. They're looking fairly crispy. Does it crunch? Yes, it does. All right, so now I'm going to taste test. You want to try this, baby? Like I said, she doesn't like duck liver normally. I'm going to see if she likes it dehydrated. What do you think? You want another piece? Well, I call that a success. Wonderful. Alright, so I have 2 little layers of duck liver, and yes, you are seeing this right. This is eggshells. Why in the world am I dehydrating eggshells? Well, when I dehydrate them, I crunch them down a little bit, I put them in here, and I'll eventually be putting them in my blender and whizzing them down to a powder. Let me turn this off. There we go. So what do I do then? Well, or what are the uses? Well, if I get this in a powder, I can weigh it out and occasionally, and I do mean occasionally, not all the time, use this as a bone substitute for Roxy's diet. I can also, when crushed down, spread this around any plants I want in my garden to stay protected from slugs and many bugs. This kind of acts like DE, only it doesn't lose its effectiveness when it gets wet. It's still sharp, it'll still cut little bugs' exoskeletons up, and it'll certainly slash a slug's body up. So it's good pest control, and on top of it, it's calcium and it's phosphorus with, and I think there's magnesium in here too. In any case, they're all wonderful items for your garden. They're supplements you end up putting in the form of bone meal or various fertilizers, only this will break down over time slowly, and while it's still sharp, which will last a while, it will help be a pest control. All right, I really need to get this out and put it away. All right, moving on for now. Now I know you're looking at this and saying, oh dear God, what are you doing? What is this? This, dear people, is what tallow looks like. Why am I diluting or rendering tallow? I am rendering tallow for the purpose of soap making. I have never soaped with tallow before, and I just received quite a bit for free. So I said, I'm gonna render me some tallow. And this guy you see in the background, see that cap right there? That amber, golden amber color? That is gelatin. How in the world did I get this gelatin broth at the bottom if I only filtered out the fat? Well, I'll tell you, I too late forgot that this would happen when I decided to filter out all these bits of my last batch. onto my strainer and just let all the fat go out. And I thought if I didn't squeeze it, it would be fine. Well, ta-da, I was wrong. Surprise. But no worries, because this little guy I'll just end up using for cooking. Yeah, I originally said this was only going to be for soap making, but honestly, as fats go, this is not unhealthy. Now, what do you mean? Animal oils are supposed to be the devil, right? Well, no, not really. Animal fats were the original fats we cooked with, were the original fats we baked with. Oh, you remember your grannies or your great-great-grannies or whoever was the amazing baker in your family, their famous pie, their famous cookies? I'm going to tell you a secret. They cooked or they baked either with tallow or with lard. I'm not kidding. That was king back in the day. If you have never had a lard cookie, I'm telling you, you are missing out. It is amazing. And I'm not talking about bacon-flavored cookies. I'm not talking about bacon-flavored pie crust. I'm talking about clean rendered fat that was melted on a low heat and filtered out very nicely like this was. Will have next to no flavor to it. Obviously, it's going to have a fatty flavor. Come on now. But it's going to have next to no flavor, and it's going to absolutely launch the flavor profile in your foods. I promise you. So, not to mention that because, yes, I know it's a saturated fat, but did you know that when you cook on high heat with saturated fats, like tallow and lard, that they actually protect the vitamins that are naturally in there? Vitamin E, vitamin D, A, all of that good stuff that you can find. Of course, it's going to depend on their diet, how healthy their meat and fats are. But if they have a really good diet, those fats, those vitamins are going to show up in the fat. Those vitamins are going to show up in the meat. Okay, maybe not so much the meat, but definitely any fat-soluble vitamins are going to show up in the fat. And if you render it on a low heat, you will not destroy those vitamins. In fact, even in fried food, I can guarantee you are going to get yourself a decent amount of vitamins out of it. So no, I'm not really worried about cooking with my tallow or my lard. I'm really not. Again, this was an oops, but I'm going to make a oh yeah out of it. So no harm, no foul. One of the tricks to rendering with any animal fat, whether it's lard, beef tallow, lamb tallow, whatever, is to get as little of the meat, or some people call it chitlins, as possible. Also keep in mind, you need a really good filter. Why am I not just using the strainer? You see all those little bits in there? That strainer would in no way stop those bits of meat from going through. I want to make sure I have nice, clean, clear tallow like this guy. Isn't it gorgeous? It's literally the same color as my lard. Now the shadows are kind of heavy today, so I apologize for that. I will not bore you anymore. I'll be back when I'm done. Bye for now. Alright, so I'm back. Admittedly, a couple days later. So I got 2 pints and a 1.5 pint jar. Yes, I marked them all because while I know what they are right now, you know, in a couple weeks when I come back, I'm not going to be able to tell the difference. So labeling. It's important, people. As for the other pint I showed you that was only about yay full and had that big amount of gelatin at the bottom, I actually ended up filling it the rest of the way with the leftover meat and tendon and whatever, you know, had not melted down with my last batch. And so that's now completely topped off and sitting in my fridge so I can use it to make eggs or whatever else I decide to use it for. I also have another pint jar that I wasn't completely confident had all the that was 100% lard or tallow. I thought maybe there was a tiny bit of gelatin floating around in the middle, and I said, it was free. I'm just going to end up experimenting with these guys anyway, making a 100% tallow bar. So, like I said, the other one will sit in the fridge until I find use for it, or I take the chance on it and make soap. So, yes, we're in my pantry right now. No, I'm not going to show you an entire thing. I don't feel confident in my organization skills right now. So anyway, this is Modern Country Mama, or Allie, as I'm better known, signing off, saying I hope you guys have a great day, and if y'all want, comment or hit the like button, and I'll go ahead and make a rendering video from start to finish with my lard or tallow, and I'll show you how to do it, like I said, from beginning to end. You guys have a great day. Bye.